Okay, guys, today I just want us to look at something very important. I want us to look at some setups that actually happened. And as I always say, if you come into your charts and you don't know exactly what you're looking for, that is simply gambling. You need to know exactly what you are looking for way before you even come to your charts. Okay, that is highly, highly important. Every time I open my charts, I know exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so these are the steps we follow, and these are actually two different types of methods because I've realized that some people are not able to work with indices, most especially those in USA, because of MT4 saga. Okay, so I actually decided to be sharing this trend following strategy with you, and again I'll be sharing this one along with this one, okay, because this one is what I've been sharing for the longest time, and this is also important for those who can't actually focus on indices. So right now I'm going to start with the explosive one because it's straightforward. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this video as detailed as I can and as straightforward and as quick as I can. Okay guys, now we're going to start with this one. Remember, these are the criteria for the most explosive one, and it's called the most explosive one. Why? Because we don't want something that is actually doing something like this. We want something that immediately when we enter, it goes straight, it blows off. That's why it's called explosive. Okay, and if you are wrong, you'll get closed right away, and that is highly, highly important. Okay, so guys, what do you do on this one? First of all, you come few minutes before the session opens. If you look at my charts over here, I have this pink highlighted box. Okay, women might argue about the color because men have are actually colorblind. Okay, but this pink box actually starts when it is 9 a.m. New York time. Okay, that's when the session opens. So throughout the day I'm doing nothing. I'm only gonna do something inside this box. Okay, so that is very important to understand. Sometimes I can go a few minutes after the box, okay, because some days they can move late, but usually once it's done, I can wait just 30 minutes. If there's nothing within 30 minutes, that's where I can just close. Okay, so now you understand what I mean when I'm saying you are coming few minutes before the session opens. Preferably I come 5 to 10 minutes before the session opens, and that's where I start analyzing. I'm gonna share with you this. Okay, so we're gonna start with this. The first question you ask yourself is, what type of trend do you see? If you see a trend, then you don't apply this. You apply what goes along with the trend, because a trend is a different strategy on its own. Okay, and I believe I shared that with you here because on this playbook, if you look at it, there's creeping trend, there is explosive, there is normal, and under creeping I share different kind of creeping trends because they vary. Okay, so each creeping trend has its own strategy, and I explained everything under here. And then for explosive, again I shared two different kind of explosive, and each explosive has its own characteristics, and it has its own strategy. The same applies to normal. So on this playbook you have a lot of strategies. It's just that it's important because most of these days they want, actually not most, some days they will give you trend, some days they won't give you trend, but you will know exactly what you have. Why? Because you are coming roughly 5 to 10 minutes before the session opens, and you, this is the first question you ask yourself: what type of trend do you see? Okay, so again I repeat, if you see any form of a trend which is mentioned out here, you just follow the strategy for the trend. Okay, and let's go first. Okay, we'll be going to our charts, and then the second step is here, which becomes the first step if there is no trend, which is to identify trap volume before the session opens. Okay, and when I say trap volume before the session opens, I mean something like this. Okay, let's start on this day. Okay, this day they started by blowing up. Okay, I'm just looking for a day where we do have trap volume. Okay, if you look at this day here, okay, this was last week Thursday, these guys were trapped because we are coming around here. Okay, so these guys, they've been sending people up, 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 and then prices broke down. So these guys inside of this box are trapped. And why do we identify that? Because sometimes they're going to give you an opportunity back into trap volume, and you have to know that they use the entire day to trap this guy, so they have already accumulated orders that they might not be willing to let them go. So if they give you an opportunity and maybe you say, okay, your target is somewhere here, you might get trapped along here before they even break this level here. Why? Because they've gathered orders from the Asian session and the London session, so they have already gathered orders, so they might just be leading you into trap volume so that they can reverse on you. So that's what we actually do. Okay, that's why we try to identify trap volume. Okay, some days like here, okay, let's look at this. Some days these guys were trapped here, some days of course they will come and break through these guys. Okay, so it is more safe to take an execution after they've broken here. if you don't have enough points for your target. Okay, I've shared that too many times, and if you have been following this channel for a while now, you understand why we do this. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the second step, and this one you won't see it every day. Like, as I say, today, when you look at how today actually executed, you can see they didn't really trap. They started doing what? They started explosive. Okay, and when I say trap volume, how do I look at trap volume? When the session is opening somewhere here, okay, I look at people who are at a loss. Everybody who went up here is actually at a loss when prices are opening here, right? When prices are opening here, these guys are at a loss, so they are the ones trapped. You can see everybody who went up is literally trapped, and on this day exactly, they came, bought people in, and then reversed on them. Okay, so it's important to know that if they're giving you an opportunity into trap volume, you might not get to this point here. That helps you to manage your position, or to wait until they've actually released those guys, so that you can be sure. Okay, because you don't want surprises. Okay, and then the second step is to wait for the session open. Of course, I showed you the pink highlighted box. That's when the session opens. So I stay away from the first candle. Why? Because that's when the session is opening, and that's when a lot of orders will actually be coming into the market. Okay, so you need to know that the first candle, stay away from it. Okay, and then the second step is to identify trapped volume. What do I mean by trap volume during the session? I simply mean you need to find a chart pattern during the session, and we are using a 1 minute time frame. Okay, for me, 90% of the time, as I say, it's gonna be triangles. It doesn't matter what kind of a triangle, because we have ascending, we have right angle triangles, and we have symmetrical triangles, we have inverted triangles. Okay, so 90% of the time they give triangles. Okay, and only a small percentage of the time they give something like rectangles, but they can also give something like head and shoulders. They can give something like half Batman, where this is half Batman's ear. Okay, and then they can break to the downside. Okay, so this is what we want to see. We want to see a chart pattern during the session that tells us who is trapped. Okay, and then after that, we want to see an evidence candle. An evidence candle is the biggest candle that break out. Okay, and remember, when they are giving you a pattern like this, they are more likely going to give you super big candles inside. Okay, maybe they can give you a super big candle like this. Okay, but for us, an evidence candle is the big candle that actually breaks out, and is the biggest from the last touch down. You see, if this is your pattern, this is the last touch down, so we need to see a bigger candle breaking out here, and this should be the biggest candle from the entire from this point here, going upwards, going to where it broke out. So that is to say, if sorry guys, I just want to explain these things in a way that everybody will understand. Okay, because that's how I want to learn. Okay, if this is your triangle, okay, let's say they're gonna be giving you a touch like this. I say the evidence candle could be, not could be, must be the biggest candle that breaks out of the pattern. Okay, and is the biggest candle from this point up to here. We are not measuring the biggest candle maybe here or here. No, we are taking it from here. And then some days you realize that they can give you something like this. Okay, before they even break out, they can give you something like this, and then they break out. Now you are looking for a big candle from this touch here. So the evidence candle, in simple terms, it must be the biggest candle that breaks out, and without a doubt you must be able to see that this is the biggest candle. Sometimes most people get it wrong, because they will just give a small breakout, and just because it's a breakout you think it's evidence. No, evidence is a candle that when you look at it, most people will actually think, oh, the move is gone, the move is gone, and they'll just watch the move go. Why? Because they were scared to enter, because they think the move is gone, the candle is too big as compared to other candles. Okay, so this is the most important thing. This must be the biggest candle that breaks out. So if it's just a small breakout, the safest thing to do is to wait for a retest. Okay, and then take an engulfing candle that mostly closes above this one, only if you are in an entry here. But sometimes it will be an evidence candle that closes below this one, but the thing is, it must be an engulfing candle after the retest. Okay, so I believe I just made this clear and simple for everybody to understand. Okay, now we are gonna go to step 5. Step 5 is the evidence candle shouldn't happen just at any time. It must happen at a specific time. Okay, and these are the times over here, the ones highlighted in green. As you can see, we want an evidence that happens close to o'clock or close to half past. Okay, so if it happens at 10 past, that's good. If if it happens from 50 to 10 past, we are taking it, that's good. But preferably I love the ones that happen from 55 to 05, because that is as close as possible to this hour here. Okay, and then again, if it happens somewhere in between here, this is just the watch. We are not going to take anything between the here, okay, or between here. But from 20 past to 22, we are going to take it. But preferably, again, I'm saying I prefer the one that happens 5 minutes before the half hour mark, which is 25, up to 5 minutes after, which is 35. Okay, but these are the only areas we are willing to execute. So if it happens at quarter to, we are not taking it. We have tried to make these rules as strict as we can, okay, to allow us to focus on what? On quality, because we need quality. Okay, remember, this is the first method that I just showed with you here. I'm actually talking about this method over here. After this, I'm gonna be talking about this method over here. Both of these are simple, okay, but for those who are not good, or those who do not like indices, you can focus on this one, because this one is for currencies, for crypto, and for metals. Okay, so guys, let's proceed. Okay, so once it happens at the correct time, the time, guys, applies to the evidence candle, not to the pattern, to the evidence candle. Okay, and we only have 3 hours to be looking for an execution. And most likely, to be honest, you're not gonna find multiple patterns. Multiple patterns with a good evidence candle, there's gonna be roughly 1 per session. Okay, yes, there might be multiple patterns, but the evidence candle and the time is what's gonna save you. Okay, and then we execute. And this is the most important part, and what I want to say right now is also important. When you are coming here, guys, on the execution part, your stops must be roughly 15 to 25, but for safety's sake, just keep them at 25. I always say this, okay, and the minimum target is 50, because if you are risking 25 to make 50, that is 1:2. So this is the worst risk reward we are willing to settle for, because some days you will be able to get 1:12, 1:14, 1:20, depending on the type of move they're giving on the day. So I believe you all understand these rules over here. Okay, don't forget this one. What type of trend do you see? Okay, so let's go to the charts. I'm just gonna start from Friday. Okay, I'm gonna be quite quick because I'm sharing 2 different strategies. Okay, so as you can see here, it wasn't actually visible who is trapped. Okay, because they went down, and from there they went all the way up. They didn't play on this level. And besides, most trap is going to be above or below the closing price, because this is the closing price of the previous day. Okay, that's where they are mostly going to be trapping at. Why? Because indices are a group of stock, are a basket of stock, and stock actually opened at 9:30 a.m. New York time. Okay, so that's when stocks start moving. So most of the time, this is just going to be consolidating. It makes more sense because pre-market there is usually not much movement. Okay, so you can see the first one. Okay, we'll be using this to actually evaluate the execution. Okay, we will be using this. Okay, so the first step is to trap volume before the session. There was none. That's why I actually told you this is the only criteria you can go without. Okay, hence here I made it green. Okay, that's why it's green and the others are red. Remember, this one is a prerequisite for this one, and this one is a prerequisite for this one. You don't go to the next one unless the first one is what? Fully met. Okay, yes, you are correct. Okay, so let's look. Let's start looking. Okay, now I'm gonna zoom this out, and I'm gonna go to a 1 minute time frame. Okay, okay, I'm starting on Friday, then I'll be doing Monday, then we'll be going to the trend following method, which is very easy. Okay, let's see what happened. We were unable to identify trade volume. Now the next one is to wait for the session to open. This is the first candle. I told you guys, please stay away from the first candle, because mostly it's going to be a stop hunt. Okay, that's when the session is opening. That's when, remember, there are many orders that are actually placed during the pre-market time. Okay, so most of these orders are gonna get fulfilled when the session opens. So there's a number of orders that's going to be coming in. Hence, usually you're going to see big candles when the session opens. So avoid the first candle. Okay, so once the session has opened, what do we want to see? Step 3, we want to see trade volume during the session. Okay, so guys, I'm just following the steps that I just shared with you. Okay, we were not in any form of a trend, right? Yes, and then we identify trade volume. Okay, We didn't find any. Now we waited for the session to open. Now we want to see trade volume during the session where we're looking for a chart pattern. Okay, sorry guys, I'm trying to speed up this so that you may all understand why, because if I don't speed this video is gonna take an hour, and guys, most of you hate long videos. Okay, so look at this. They went up. Okay, at this point, yes, they didn't give something very obvious or something very clean, and then they kept on playing around. You can see there is nothing. If you put your line over here for the high, you can see there's nothing. Usually what I do is, as they are playing out, I will identify the high and the low, and then as they keep coming down, I'm gonna identify the recent high. So when I put it here, I want to see what's happening in between these two levels. Okay, in between these two levels. Okay, because at first I put it here, and then later I can see, oh, it's playing around here. As you can see, they're just playing between this level and this level. Okay, so I put it like this, and as they keep playing, that's when I start putting this line on where we have multiple touches. Okay, and again, that's how I start adjusting this line as well. Okay, and this is what I did on a Friday. Okay, this is what I actually did on a Friday. Yes, this is what I did on a Friday. And when I saw this pattern towards the close of the session, I told you mostly I wait like 30 minutes. But when I looked at this pattern, I saw something fascinating. I saw that we have a super big pattern. Guys, a super big pattern means a huge opportunity. It means a super huge opportunity. Okay, and remember, this was Friday. So what I did is I waited a little more, and then they gave this candle here. This candle is not that big. Okay, it's not that big. Okay, and again, when I looked at the time of this candle that broke out, it was 17 past. Okay, it was 17 past, because I told you if they do something like this, you take it from here. Okay, it's not the biggest candle, but you can see from here it's a big candle, but not that convincing for me. Okay, this candle, you can see they came and did this, and I just shared that with you on the drawing, right? Yes. So when they do this, you can take it from here. That's where you measure the candle from. It's no longer from here. Okay, you are measuring it from where they made the last touch. So this is the last touch, right? So this candle came, but it was at the wrong time, because I just told you the time. This candle came at 18:17 if you look at the charts, but this broker is behind in 2 hours, so it came at 2017 South African time. And 17, where is 17? 17 is somewhere here, guys, to be honest. 17 is somewhere here, right? This is should be 15, and okay, 17 is somewhere here. Okay, and that tells you that this is outside our timings. Okay, so you don't take this one because the timing is not good. What do? The least you can do is to wait to see if they're going to give you a retest, or if they're going to go and break on the other side. And what did they do? They came and gave a retest, and then again, I told you, when they give you a retest, you're not going to just take any candle. You're still going to wait for an engulfing candle. Okay, if I took this entry over here, I want a candle that closes above my first entry. Why? Because if I add, and if let's say this candle closed here and I have an entry here, that means now I'm adding into a loss, because this position will still be on a loss. I don't do that. I only add when the first position is winning. But if I'm not in a position, I will take the huge candle that actually comes from the retest. This is an engulfing candle. You can see it's a very big candle compared to this candle over here. This is a sign that they are leaving. Okay, so this is where I executed, and I couldn't. Okay, let's look at this. Yes, let's look at this. Okay, you see, this is actually where I executed, and my target usually was 100, but I wanted to take it to the high of the day, but actually it was too late at this time. Okay, so my target didn't get hit on the day. That's when they started pulling back. Okay, so this was a good execution. And now again, let's come to the next day, which was today. When you look at today, I told you, let's go back. This is highly important. Okay, let's go back. Let's just clean up this mess that I made over here, because guys, when I'm trying to explain things, I actually tend to make a mess. Guys, if I'm not explaining it in a good way, please comment and tell me. Okay, because I want this thing to be understood by everybody. Okay, so look at this, guys. Look at this. I told you 5 to 10 minutes when you are coming to your chart. What is the first question you're going to ask yourself? What trend do you see? What did I say? I gave you a number of trends. I gave you creeping trends. I gave you actually I gave you all the trends here. All the trends you need, I gave them to you. Okay, so when you come to the charts today, one thing you're going to realize is we were in something like this. Okay, you see this line, even if we pull it all the way long, it doesn't touch anymore. Okay, it stands alone. So this is a touch. Okay, and then we have a second line here. Okay, so what do we call this? What do we call this? What do we call this? In reality, I wasn't supposed to be explaining these things because I've shared them countless times. You see, this is a different thing along, okay? Because even if you try to pull this one through, you're gonna see that it doesn't actually touch, right? It doesn't actually touch. Okay, fine. Now let me just remove this one. What do we call this? This is an explosive. This is an explosive, okay? This is an explosive. Guys, I gave you all this information and I told you when you come and see an explosive trend, I actually told you how to execute an explosive trend, okay? I showed you how to execute an explosive trend. If I come here, I don't remember which page is it. It is, if it's page 9, you see explosive trends. You see explosive trend. There are two types of explosive trend. Okay, this is the second type. This is the one we had one trend line and a second trend line on different levels, and I told you here the explosive trend above is much like the previous one, but this time it's shooting up. It shows two or more trend lines at different levels and eventually bounces off the recent high before it shoots up. These trends are very powerful and could cause big loss if you trade against them, so it's crucial never to trade against them. Okay, if you come to the first point here, I told you you can enter the trade when the prices bounce off the previous low and move away with a strong engulfing candle on the second trend line. Okay, so I gave you these things and I actually showed you the last bounce when it bounces over here and moves away with an engulfing candle. That's what I wrote here. Strong engulfing candle. When they move away with a strong engulfing candle. I told you guys, when you look at this book, you think it's one strategy. This book has a lot of strategy, and that's why I said if you come and realize that you are on a trend, don't proceed with this. Okay, execute the type of trend that I gave to you, because I gave you even the steps of execution. So today when you came, you saw that you were in a creeping trend. Okay, you were in a creeping trend. I gave you this in a PDF format, all these different kind of trends. I gave you them. Okay, so when you come today again, you see it was a creeping trend. Okay, you see it was a creeping trend. You see it was a creeping trend. It was a creeping trend. Already when you come, you realize that, oh, we are in a creeping trend. Okay, we are in what? We are in a creeping trend. So it's up to you. It's up to you. They make a high and then they come and bounce over it, and here's a huge engulfing candle. Okay, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. This move is gone. Okay, this move is literally gone. Okay, so I explained these things to you. I explained all these things to you, even for somebody who executed from here because they made this high, they went away, they came here, and that's where they left with a huge candle. Guys, if you put 25 pips here, you were safe. Okay, but here's another one where they came and bounced here, and this move has exploded. The very same thing I shared with you, the very same thing I gave to you. Okay, the very same thing I gave to you. Okay, the very same thing. You see, this is 25, this is 25, this is the very same thing I shared with you. This thing went roughly 180 something. You know that I recommend holding till the close, but even if you took 100, it was still okay. This is a dead giveaway. Okay, this is a dead giveaway. You have it in black and white here. I tried, guys, to draw all these things over here for you. I tried to draw them. Okay, I tried to draw them. There's a lot of time that went into designing this playbook to make it understandable, and I gave you all this thing. Okay, guys, I'm done talking about this one. You saw that Friday we got the easiest one. Today again we got the easiest one. So you can see that these things happen almost every day. Okay, we got the pattern and we got the explosive one. It's just that sometimes when they don't give you the trends, you tend to forget about the trends. Guys, when they give you a trend, I told you, you're gonna get the most simplest execution ever. Okay, because you know what's coming. When they make this high, you know they are coming back. Okay, if they don't come back, it's okay, but you know what to expect and what to wait for. That's the most beautiful thing about these things. Okay, so guys, I gave you all these things. Now let's go to the second one. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna try to make to be quite quick on this one. Okay, so this one is for trend following. Guys, I'm done with this one. Okay, I'm done with this one. This one happens a lot. Okay, this one happens a lot, and this one is straightforward. You know what time to do everything on this one. You know how to execute. If there is a trend, you know exactly how to take it. Why? Because I just told you that if you go back to page 3, I just told you that each and every trend here is actually a strategy. Don't underestimate creeping trends. There are many different kind of creeping trends, and if you come and realize that you are in a creeping trend, guys, it's gonna pay off heavily. It's gonna pay off heavily because you know what's coming. If you see an explosive trend, you know where to execute, you know what to expect, and you know what's coming. Okay, I gave you all these things. Okay, if you see a normal trend, again, you know. Okay, okay, so guys, I think I'm done with that one. Now let's come to this one. Okay, this one is so easy. I told you it works for currencies, cryptos and metals. Okay, so this one, it's so easy. For this one, you don't need a directional bias. You go with what prices is saying. Okay, because these moves are so quick. Okay, so quick, 1 hour, 2 hour, you'll be done. But with this one, guys, this one you need a direction. So number one, you need a direction from the previous day. Step 2, the previous day's high or low must be violated depending on the direction. Okay, and then there must be a pullback to a crucial level. Okay, I'm going to explain all these things, and then there must be a pattern either on a 1 or a 5 minute chart. If there is no pattern, you need at least a W and a retest. Okay, so these are the criterias. Okay, and for the target, I didn't specify the targets here. Here I did a lot of video where I explained this is a move where you can take this amount, this is a move where you can take this amount. Okay, so guys, here I didn't specify, but let's go. Remember this: step 1, you need to have a direction. Step 2, the previous day's high or low must be violated. Step 3, there must be a pullback to a crucial level, and then we need a pattern on a 1 or 5 minute time frame. Okay, I'm doing this because most people actually send me emails that they can't actually deal with indices. Okay, so that's why I'm doing this one. So it's so simple. Again, let's go to our charts. Okay, let's go to our charts. Before I say that, let me talk about the Dow. Nah, I'm not gonna spend any time. Actually, I'm just gonna run through the Dow and say something. One thing, you see the way they are collapsing. They are collapsing in a form of step ladders. Okay, and what's actually gonna happen what's mostly likely to happen here is, unfortunately, I thought it wasn't gonna break here. Okay, the day they give a move to the upside, the move to the upside might be quick and might take all these guys out. So here I'm willing to take some swing executions when it starts going up, because this move like this, they're gonna punish all these guys, and this can give more than 1,000 points. Yes, more than 1,000 points, depending on where the opportunity is given. This might give more than 1,000 points very quick, very quick. So I believe it's gonna be a very blessed Christmas because of this. Okay, so please pay close attention to this. The day it starts going up, it might take all these guys out. Okay, because this is steps. There's a lot of liquidity over here. Okay, sorry guys, I've spent a lot of time on the charts to understand this. Okay, there's a lot happening over here. There's a lot happening over here. Okay, there's a lot happening over here. There's a lot of stops over here. Okay, there's a lot of stops. So falling like this is gonna present something huge. Okay, when, I don't know, but that's what I can tell you. You see, it's even today it gave a step ladder. So this, the move to the upside, is gonna be a heavy paying move. Okay, so anyway, I believe you have seen that. So now let's just go to the one I showed you. Okay guys, let's start from GJ today. Okay, GJ, one thing you can know about it, GJ, in terms of direction, they came here, they broke outright, and then they closed down here. The most important thing here is that in terms of direction, they were still up, and then on this day they broke down. Okay, now this makes it more doubtful. Okay, this makes it doubtful. So today it wasn't a good one for me, so I didn't even select it when I was choosing what to actually focus on, because this ones I choose them a night before. Okay, why? Because once you have everything set, you know what's going to happen tomorrow, and that's what I'm trying to share with you now. Okay, guys, you see this one, yes, it went up, but it wasn't good anymore. Okay, it wasn't good anymore. Unlike this one, you see this one, it went all up and it closed up. So this one, it gave us the direction. Okay, and then after the direction, I just want you to understand before we go to today, direction, then previous days high or low violated. Okay, just want you to understand this one, they violated the previous day's high. Okay, this is going in line with the trend, because some days they can trend for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Okay, it doesn't matter, this is going along with the trend. Okay, so this day was violated. I want you to understand before we go further. Okay, and then we want to pull back to a crucial level. I just want you to understand, you see, when I talk about crucial levels, I'm going to show you on this one. Yes, it has happened. Okay, it has happened in the past. Okay, and I actually took it, but I want to share something with you. When we talk about crucial levels, we are you see this level, the dotted black line, is the high of the previous day. This is the closing price, right? And this is the low of the previous day. Okay, so these are the levels we have. So when we are, this one violated the day before, the high of the day before, and that's what we need. It gave us a direction. Okay, now we need a pullback. The pullback can happen on the day itself, or it can happen at night before. Okay, so it must come to what, to a crucial level. When we're talking about crucial levels, this now is a crucial level. Why? Because it's the high of the previous day. Okay, so you can just draw it here. This is a crucial level. And then again, when you talk about a crucial level, if they pass this level here, they might be coming to stop hunt these guys, because this was the recent higher low. Okay, so these guys are in profit, they might be coming to this. So you just need to know the crucial levels. And then again, the closing price of the previous day is a crucial level, so you need to know that mostly they're gonna bounce on these levels. And because this is going in line with the trend is up, so what are we doing? We are also going up. Okay, and by the way, guys, before you even think like okay, you see on my playbook, which is in the description, I gave you two PDFs. This PDF is for currencies, and it's for currencies. Okay, and this one is the one for the explosive one. So already you did have these two different strategies. It's just that now with the one that goes with the trend, it's a little bit different. Okay, but here you have strategies, two strategies for currencies, metals, and crypto. And here you have like this indice strategy, but again, in itself, it has different kinds of trends. Okay, which also are different kinds of methods. See here, guys, there's a lot. I think you have more than 10 different methods, but focus on one and be good at one. Okay, don't try to master everything, master what you understand better. Okay, so let's proceed from where we were. You see, now this one is going up, so this is what we are looking for, and this is the closest place we are trying to target. Okay, and as this is the closest place, my advice is divide your size into two, and the first one will take profit here, the other one you can take at 100, or you can wait for the close. Okay, so I believe you understood. Now I'm coming to what happened today. Okay, let me come to an hour, because to see this you need to do it on an hour. Okay, but everything else you go down once you understand that direction. Look for the direction on an hour. Okay, I don't want to complicate things, and I think now I'm starting to complicate things for everybody. But listen here, you see this one, the direction wise, it broke down, it came back, so it wasn't clear as to where it's gonna go. Okay, because this can be a trap, so this one wasn't clear. I did an example with this one, because you can see this one, the direction was so clear, and it broke and it actually closed here. This one just violated the law. So this, if you took this one, there was more guessing, or else you took it because of what it gave later. But the one that actually I also took today was this one. Okay, let's come to it. Okay, this one, I know it's highly correlated with the previous one, but look at something here which is important. You see, Friday gave a good direction. In terms of directions, Friday was super good. Okay, in terms of direction, Friday was super good. And did it violate the previous day's high or low? That's what we need to confirm in a minute. Okay, let's look. Did it violate the previous day's high? This is the previous day's high, right? This is the high that was made here. So Friday did violate, right? So when Friday violated, okay, what happens? I told you we need a pullback, okay, to a key level. Okay, fine. I told you the pullback can be on the day itself, or it can be on the day itself, or on the day where they gave the direction. In this case, yes, they gave a direction here, but they went up, okay? And you see this point here, it becomes a very important point for us. And then what do? They pull back, okay? When they pull back, what are you looking for? You are looking for a pullback. You are looking for a pullback. Usually I use this day changer, percentage change. Okay, it's a free indicator. You can just download it, search percentage change indicator, and you'll just find it. Okay, so this tells you mostly they're gonna retest to 30% or 40% or 50, but if they go beyond 50, just know that for them to come and close up, if they fell 50%, it's gonna be a little bit harder. Okay, let's say if they fell beyond 50%, it's gonna be a little bit harder for them to come and close up here. Okay, but 30, 40, and let's say up to 45, it's still fair that they can come and close above. Why? Because this move is going to the upside. So this one gave us the direction. Today they broke to the upside and they started falling and they came back again. Okay, so this one came to a key level. What is that key level? This is the closing price of Friday. As you can see, this is for Monday. I don't usually use it. Okay, I use this one for actually Friday. This is the closing price. So they came and bounced on the closing price. They went up to the high of Friday and then they came back to the closing price. And then I told you, this is your opportunity. Okay, you must get a pattern on a 5-minute or a 1-minute time frame. Okay, that's what is important. That's what I said. Okay, so if you actually look here, I told you if you don't get a pattern, at least you need where they actually gave something like a retest and an engulfing candle. Okay, so this is what they actually gave us. Okay, but this wasn't a clean pattern. Okay, they bounced it and they went up. So when they are going up, I don't take it anywhere here. What I do in this case, I look for the recent high. I want the recent high to be violated. I want them to come to it and I want them to engulf it. Okay, just like what I showed you regarding the W. Okay, let me just bring this line down. I don't know why it's not coming down. Okay, you see, this is the this is the recent high. So they broke it, they came to it. What you are looking for is a sign. You are looking for evidence that now they are going. Okay, you can also use the 21 moving average. Okay, period is 21. Okay, you can use this, but the most important thing here is you can see they made this W. Okay, and then they came back to it and then they gave what? They gave an engulfing candle. Boom. You see, first, the most important thing is they bounce on a key level. Now they have this W and then they come to it. Even if the W wasn't so clear, I want them to break the recent high, which is a break-in structure, and then I want them to at least come back to it and then an engulfing candle. This engulfing candle is the most important thing that I'm looking for. Okay, so this one was the best one. Okay, this one was the best one. And where was that high? You see, I told you take 2 positions, divide your size into 2 and take 2 positions. The first position actually took on 50 straight, and then the second position you can target 100. If it doesn't hit 100, you can wait for the close. So again, even if you waited for the close, it's still gonna be somewhere around 50. Okay, so you got away with 100 because you divided your size into 2 and you took 2 positions. So 50 plus 50 is literally 100. I told you it's not about the quantity, is about the quality. So this one went in line with the trend. Okay, because the previous day showed us that it was heavily going up. They have guys to retest and close everybody who is jumping in. Okay, that's why we need the pullback, and the key level is very important as well. So we need them to come to at least a very important level, okay, of which they did today, and then we need them to come and to break it and then come back to it and then give us that big one. Okay, so it happened here. Okay, Ethereum is another one that gave us this. You see Ethereum, it broke to the upside. Okay, Friday, Sunday, Monday, yes, it still went up, but the most important thing here is this one. You see, okay, you see this was the closing price of Friday. It went up already, and then what did it do? It retested. I told you guys, for this one the percentage is going to be at least difference. It's going to be a whole full 3% here, okay, because this is big. It could be 4, it could be 5, but don't allow it to go beyond that, okay, because this one is just super crazy, okay. So what did it do? Okay, first of all, we have the direction going up, explosively up, okay, explosively up, okay. And of course, when I looked at this one, you can see they violated the previous day, okay, they violated the previous day. And I think there is an error somewhere here. Okay, yes, there's an error somewhere here, because the high is actually somewhere here, okay. This is the high that was made on this day here. And yes, it was violated by Friday, okay. It's not here, it's not here, as you can see. It was violated by Friday, okay. So this did violate, and today they did retest to where? To a key level, to the closing price, okay, to, I mean, to, yes, to the no, let's wait. Okay. Oh yes, this is actually a crypto, so the levels are not quite good over here. But again, you can see it came to a key level. Wait a minute, yes, it came to a key level before it started exploding up, okay. And you can see it just gave something and it exploded up. Another one that exploded up, okay. There was this one, AJ, but guys, you need to choose the most perfect one. This one I took it on Friday, so yes, I took it on Friday, because this one gave a direction and they came down here and they retested. I took it somewhere here because this one moves in Asia, okay. I took it somewhere here, so the direction here, this one was still leading because this one is still closed up and is still inside of this one. So this one was still leading. When you get an inside day like this, you can read the book that I shared with you in the previous video, okay. But I just don't want to complicate things. But this one, when you get an inside day or an outside day, uh, the day that went to the high is actually leading because they violated neither any of this level. So this day is still leading in this case, okay. So today they broke out, okay, and then they came to a key level here. You can see they came to a key level closing price of Friday, okay. They came to the closing price of Friday because this is Sunday morning, came to a closing price of Sunday, and you can see this is the highest point to target. And then it gave what we needed. If you go to a smaller time frame, that's where you're gonna see that it actually gave what we actually needed, okay. It came and you see it just pieced through, and this is what I talk about, okay. It doesn't matter 5 or 1 minute, okay. I want them to do something here, like, okay, something like this. I love this part here where now they are moving away, okay, where they are moving away, okay. They pull back, they come down, they break this high, you see, they break this high. This is actually more visible on a 1 minute time frame. They break this high, they pull back, and then they move away with an engulfing one, okay. And then again on a 1 minute, you're gonna see, let's go to a 1 minute time frame, okay, because some people hate a 1 minute time frame, but it is good if you understand exactly everything. You see here, they, this is literally the high they made, right? This was the high they made. They broke that high here, they came back and retested it, and they went away with an engulfing candle. I always say I need them to go with an engulfing candle once they've traded back to the high that they just broke, okay. So this can be shoulder, head, and shoulder, it's up to you. But what I like mostly about these things, it's when they actually do something like this, okay. Let me choose where is that okay, I'm gonna choose 3 over here. And if I just click this one here, one thing that I like the most, you see, they made a high here, they broke that high, right? Then they came down and they left with an engulfing candle. You see, they made a high, they broke it, they came and they left with an evidence, with a engulfing candle. I love evidence, guys, and my evidence is engulfing candle. You can see for this one, it's just the one that I've been sharing with you, okay. This is the one, okay. Let's go back to the high, it's 40, but here it's about the lot size because you know, okay. And then if you hold till the close, now obviously they are 40 straight, okay. So it's a little bit above 43, okay. But if you took 2 positions, you are highly profitable. So you can see there is one way you can go with the trend, okay? And the most important thing is to actually analyze a night before. Choose the ones which give you a clear direction, okay? It's very important. Choose the one that gives you a clear direction, not the one like this one, okay? Because this one they broke down here, it's now full of doubts. Yes, they can go, but we don't care about this one. We want a one that gives you a clear direction, okay? And then it pulls back either on the day or on the day of the direction. The most important thing is they must come for those who entered along the way, those who think like, oh, the move is going, those impatient one. Okay, don't be the most impatient one. You see now, they gave us a direction which is so clean. If they pull back to a key level, we want to see what I showed you, and then we take it all the way back to here. So when you are analyzing, I will analyze this one as something that is going up, okay? And then I will want it to come to a key level. Sometimes this could be the key level, okay? Or the closing price could be a key level. Or if I go to a 15-minute time frame, you can see this is most probably another key level, because this is where we got a lot of something like resistance, okay? Or support because it's going up, you see. So they might come back here, okay? Roughly 30%, 40%, or 45% minus, okay? And then that's where we want to see them giving something like a W, and then giving us an engulfing candle going back after the retest. We just want that, okay? And then we take it in line with the trend. But if it starts to come and play like US CAD, I didn't take CAD today. If you look at CAD, it started playing on the high, so that one becomes, if they start like, okay, there's, you see, this is gonna be most probably the high, okay? If they just come and start playing over here, you should be curious, okay? We need something that they can come and break, but they must come and retest first, okay? They can break, but they must come and retest. If they start by playing here, you must be curious, okay? Because they might not be willing to give what you are waiting for. So guys, I will explain this in more detail, but already, as I said, I've already given you all these things, okay? But I'm gonna try to add more of these things, because now I'm still editing more to add to the playbook. So there's gonna end up being more than 4 PDFs here. When I'm done with what I'm working on, I'm just gonna put another PDF here, and you can just come and download it, okay? I'm just trying my best to make sure that you also understand these things and they actually also help you. Guys, I really appreciate you. Have a blessed night. Thank you.